All right, guys, how's quarantine going for everybody? Great?
Great.
So awesome, right? So I was thinking of questions of what to ask you guys, and the first one that came to mind is describe quarantine for you in one word.
Different.
Okay.
A good one.
I said Groundhog's Day.
Oh God, yeah, that's true.
I would say restful.
Good, very good. That would be
Why has it been restful
on that.
day?
I've never slept so much in my life. That's a good one.
Becca?
I don't know. I feel like I'm restless.
Same.
I'm the same, yeah, for sure.
I'm like, I need things to do. I'm like, oh, nice. I have a call at 4. Great.
Al?
I think challenging, just because I am working, but it just looks really different being online.
Are you still having like conferences with your kids and stuff?
Yeah, so I'm a school counselor for 11th and 12th graders, and so we're using Microsoft Teams to connect, and it's just difficult. It's hard to like find a filler for that time in the day where kids can just like stop by your office and quickly tell you in a short sentence what's going on. And you can have that sort of quick fix. And then the kids that obviously need a lot more attention, it's hard to track them down virtually. So it's been a lot of emailing and things like that, but I'm not used to being on my screen as much as I am now.
Yeah, it's so hard. I feel like my back and my eyes are dying.
Mm-hmm.
What has been the hardest part for the rest of you guys?
Like not having those connections with our loved ones and like obviously our coaching, our team, that those connections and like just being able to see family members and friends is like what we all love to do, right? See our teammates and all that. So those connections is so, missing in my life for sure.
Yeah, I would echo that. Missing friends, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think like I can definitely speak for Taylor on this one too. It's just being in a different routine. I think like all of us, the reason why we've been successful at what we do is because we're used to being in a routine and sticking to that and, working hard. And I think that our routines have definitely changed. And like Taylor said earlier, it's like Groundhog's Day. So you wake up and you don't know like when the next time you're going to see some of your friends, and it's just definitely extremely different than what we're used to doing, and that's definitely really challenging for us who are used to being in our daily routines.
Yeah, I think that has been like the most like anxiety driving part of this for me is like waking up and then trying to balance like being productive and then like taking advantage of this, because I can't remember the last time any of us had a month in the house of not doing anything.
Yeah.
So it's like part of me is like, heck yeah, like let's take advantage of this. And then part of me is like, why am I not doing something? I need to do something. So that's been like super anxious for me. I've had a ton of anxiety dealing with that. Have you guys had any other like anxious moments, and how have you like dealt with it?
Yeah, I can speak on that. I definitely feel like you start out the day super motivated, whether it's like you're working out or tackling emails or getting on Zoom calls to build those connections. And then there's a piece of the day where it's like dead space and you're like, should I be doing something? Should I just relax and like take this for what it is? Because it is a time in our lives where we actually have time to like pause and reflect on what we're doing. Or should I take it and like try to make the most of it by like reading a book that I say I'm always going to read and never get to, or maybe like joining a class. And I think that it's definitely a balancing act of like trying to be motivated and productive throughout the day, but also taking it one step at a time and like being at peace that this is where we are. This is the present that everybody has. And even though it's not like our normal, it's our day to day for right now. And it's being able to like stay in that moment and like take it for what it is, because that's all we have right now.
I also just think like the fact that we don't know when things are going to get normal again is also what kind of stresses me out and what I get a little bit of anxiety about is just, when we're in school and we have summer break, I know for me as a college student, I didn't have much to do, and it's kind of like what we're living in now, but I knew that I was going back to school to hopefully compete for a national championship, ACC championship, and I was working towards that. But now, like, we have no idea when things are going to be normal, and I think like the unknown always causes anxiety for me, and I think for a lot of other people as well.
Yeah, I would echo Marie on that too. I'm like a huge planner, and I have like a calendar through like next December, next spring. And so for me, it's like I can't even really make a contingency plan. Like if tournaments in the summer get canceled or like if camps get canceled, because we don't know when this is going to end. So it's like this weird like in between of, okay, if 3 weeks go by, then we get out of this, then I can do this, but you still can't. It's so many like what ifs right now. So I think for me, that's like the biggest challenge and uncertainty in all of this.
Like my entire planner is blank. And it's so bizarre. Like I looked at April today and it was all games gone, all practices. Literally, this was like a bright, shining beacon of hope on my Monday afternoon. Have you guys gotten into like a routine? We've been in this for like 3 weeks now. Like, what's your guys' routine throughout the day now? Since I know we're also regimented, I'm sure it's pretty similar.
Yeah. I feel like for college coaches, we're kind of all getting on Zoom, so a little bit different. Like each week we have Seahawk groups. So we broke every team into 3 groups. 3 people in 10 groups. So I have those calls throughout the whole week. So I plan all my stuff around that, calls with my boss, calls with my assistant coaches. And I've kind of been like going through my daily routine too. Like when Laura has work, like she'll have 4 night shifts now this week. And so it's like, we're kind of I know. So it's like every week's changing, but the constant is like the Zoom calls, which is awesome. And obviously trying to get out and work out and all that stuff and doing what I can in this little space. But the good thing is that we do have those, like this technology to like talk to our team and our friends and our teammates. So that's like what's been keeping me so grounded and like sane, is like being able to see my players and like we're doing like fun trivia and like charades was today. It was like so fun, but just different stuff like that. But trying to like, and I've never cooked so much. I'm sure all of us can say the same. We've never cooked so much and did so many dishes. So that's kind of like how I feel like I'm lucky as a coach that I have that structure a little bit.
Anybody else getting a routine?
For me, my day is basically going to be structured on parent meetings virtually, or student meetings, or meeting with some of my colleagues. So I usually on Sunday nights probably have a pretty good picture of like what my week's going to look like. But because our school day technically doesn't end until 3:15, I know that I can't go work out until 3:30 every day. And it's nice having my sister home, and I'm sure those of you who have siblings around, you're not alone in it. And so she doesn't get done work till 2:30. So it's kind of nice that we have that sort of pact that at 3:30 every day we're getting ready to go to get our workout in.
Really nice.
Yeah, that is really nice. I know for one, like I know all of us either coach or teach or do lessons or high school, college. Like, what was it like for you guys to have your seasons canceled? And like, what was it like for your players? So I know for me, it was really hard. And I think Alice is in the same boat right now where we're kind of in limbo and we don't know if we could potentially be playing by the end or what's going on. So I know there's a lot of unknowns for us at this moment, but what was it like for you guys who do coach college or high school, if your seasons have been canceled? Like, what was that like for you? What'd you tell your girls? Like, how are you guys handling it now?
Devastating.
Yeah.
I would just say for that, like something that I was talking to my boss about was how like the day before the season got canceled, we played Hofstra and we beat them, and it was like this awful moment, and it was devastating, and it was so sad, and we were like, I can't believe the NCAA is not like suspending the season, they're canceling it, and yada yada yada. And then now I feel like, I can't believe like those were my thoughts, because obviously it's so devastating, but now it's like loved ones are sick and people are losing their jobs, and like much more real heartache is happening, you know, and as sad as it is, like I feel like now I'm like, wow, what a difference you've gone through in terms of like how you felt, because yes, it's so sad that their seasons are over, but at the same time now it's like, you know, there's such bigger concerns and worries that are happening.
Like a total change in perspective.
Yeah,
In like a
that's
week.
how I feel.
I felt the same way. Yeah, it's crazy.
What did you guys tell your kids?
I cried, obviously.
Oh.
I was like bawling. Oh my God. And then they were bawling. It was just a cry fest. But, and I am glad you said that, Kayla, because it is so true. Like, obviously we're devastated and like you feel so bad. And it's like, us as coaches, we can be there for 10 years, 15 years. These girls only get 4 years. Thank God that they do get that blanket waiver, but it is so true now. Like there's so much more perspective of like, there's actually there's over 10,000 people that have lost their lives. So it is like, okay, like let's breathe. We still have our health for the most part. Like hopefully we all stay healthy, and like, you know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like at that moment when we were telling them, we didn't know that. We didn't know people could come back. So now I feel like, okay, a little bit more like fresh air. We can relax a little bit. Because those kids do have the option to come back. So it is like, I know, but I'm like glad you said that, because it's so true. Like obviously you're like, what the heck? Like, why is this happening? But so much more perspective now.
Yeah, I think when we like the NBA shut down and then all these different sporting events shut down and we felt like our world was imploding, and now like a week later you don't even hear talk about that anymore. Like like there's no talk about the NBA being closed. Now they're playing like old US national team games and stuff. So like clearly they figured it out, and like we're figuring it out. It's just crazy how much like changes in a week.
Yeah.
What have you guys been doing with your kids since? I know, Toomey, you said you guys were playing charades. We have charades tomorrow for our McDonough kids.
So fun.
What else have you guys been doing?
I want to hear everyone else's ideas so I can bounce off.
We do positional meetings, and we have Buckeye family. So we kind of like Toomey with your Seahawks. We have 5 different families that probably between 7 and 8 players are in, and we'll Zoom with them once a week. We'll check in with them about how they're doing, what their academic life is like, just to make sure they're keeping up. Because obviously for everybody, high school, middle school, elementary school, everybody's in virtual schooling, which I know is a completely new landscape. So we want to make sure that like our athletes are staying up to speed with their academic world. But through our positional meetings, we are going to play Pictionary tomorrow. So don't tell anybody, but we do Zooms too. And I think like before it was check-ins, but now it's like, okay, let's do some activities and to increase that like connection. And we thought Pictionary would be a good way to kind of start that. And you know, it's not the same because you're not in the same place, but you are at the same time because you're all doing it together. So I'm looking forward to that and just being able to be with them there. But I think Toomey said this earlier. It's just you want to make sure you're with them. So you do zoom in a lot to these
For sure. Yeah, it's fun. All the games.
We did like a fun fact thing where we had everybody send me like something nobody knows, and then
that's good. I like that.
and they had to guess who on the other team is like double jointed in their shoulders or whatever. And we got some like really funny on the verge of inappropriate ones. But it was all PG.
Yeah.
We did a like teen cribs, like a cribs thing last time where people like show their houses and their
like, that's fun.
Pets.
Wait, that brought me back to World Cup.
Oh, I know.
Cribs.
I have all those videos on my phone. I have all
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember those? Oh my god.
We were in like what? Down whatever Abbey. We were Bishop Abbey. There we go.
Bishop.
Sitting in the hallways, Norm
tiny those
were so
little beds. Meg and I we were like so
right
close.
next to each other.
Yeah. Everyone else is right? But yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's fun.
Kayla, what do you guys
get creative?
Fun?
What?
You guys do anything fun at BC? Tell us all your secrets.
Not really. I'm a little embarrassed.
Occasionally, also got like little kids, so she's got that to worry about too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We did Zoom, but like for us, like there's a lot of information we don't know still. Like all the voting within the ACC and the schools and the presidents. So I think we're kind of waiting to get more information to, you know, so a little boring.
Alice, have you guys done anything?
We did that fun fact game that you were just saying. We did it last week. The girls loved it. Like they went nuts. They loved. So they all told me similar, but I didn't put them into teams. But that's a good idea. But I had them. They all had to vote. Like they all sent me a fun fact, and I tried to like twist it so it wasn't just like this person's scared of spiders. It was like you don't want to go on Fear Factor with this person, and like that. To twist
Like what we did in the US. We did that.
It was fun. I was channeling my inner like Amy Bacher. I feel like so good at that.
Oh my
God. You guys doing anything at Harvard? Or are they just studying it up?
We tried to do like yoga sessions, but they were like, obviously can't do that anymore.
I know that's you can't do much.
What's that?
I'm like, yeah, they're like telling you can't do much. Like can't do like any like.
Really?
Yeah, you can't like instruct like a workout. You can't like put them through like anything.
Really. They can't ask you for like questions on like form or anything like that. They can't.
It's like a liability.
Can your strength coaches send them stuff or no?
You can send them stuff like voluntarily. Just be like, here's some work.
But if the girl has a question on it, they can't ask him or her for help.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, that's good.
Why?
That sounds
wild.
Exactly why?
Yeah. Like that sounds like somebody's gonna get hurt because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's besides the point. So that just moves right into my next question. But for us, how has your guys' training changed? Like what's worked for you guys? What hasn't as far as like working out goes? I know we're in different situations.
They closed down the track and the turf field where I'm at. And so for someone who likes to do sprint workouts on the turf, I can't do those anymore. So I've been trying to get outside and do a little bit more long distance. But obviously, as lacrosse players, I think it's really important to continue to implement sprinting and all of that. So I've been taking that to the concrete. So it's definitely been different, but I'm just trying to be as creative as possible. And I also have a couple dumbbells here and a mat, so been doing some dumbbell complexes with that, and just like I said, trying to be creative with that.
A lot of body weight. It's been pretty boring.
Yeah,
I know. I've
I'm
been
someone
doing,
who
like
like
workout
lives in
classes. What'd you say, Gus?
No, I was saying I was someone who like lives in the gym. I love like lifting. So it's been like wild for me not being able to like really do that.
Yeah.
I know. I've been trying to like even do like yoga with Zooming a friend. So it feels like I'm in a group class.
That's
I'm so bored by myself.
It's so much easier to work out with a friend too than by yourself. And so
yeah, for virtual PE, my kids have been Zooming with each other to do the circuit. So I've been giving them and they say it's fun. So I figured I'd try.
There's a lot of any fields, Taylor? Is there any you can get on?
What?
Are there any fields? Probably not, because you guys are like in shelter in place.
No, Under Armour has like a public turf that they can't really fence off that you see people on all the time, but you're really not supposed to like. They took off all the tennis court nets, all the goals, everything, and they've like changed the turf fields shut so that people aren't going out. So it's been hard to get some shooting in, and it's been tough. One of our fans, Katya Markovic, asked, fun exercises. What are some fun exercises you can do with no equipment?
Meg.
Fun
MJ.
Yeah, let's hear
I
it.
wouldn't say they're fun.
What's your fun body weight workout?
Let me get a paper and pen and write it.
No, the other day I did a bunch of jump lunges, and I think I was sore for 3 days. My legs, I'm just not used to it. It was brutal. But I don't know, just like Tabata is even easy, just 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds off of different body weight exercises that you can do. But obviously a lot of push-ups and squats and, just trying to be super creative, dips, whatever you want to do.
The good news is like everyone's posting videos of stuff. So at least it's like
it's everywhere.
I have more workouts than ever to choose from now. Another girl, Alyssa Kasparek, asked, "What keeps you guys motivated when you're alone?"
You guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Me.
I know you guys are working your butts off. I'm like, I gotta work my butt off. Yeah, that would be
For real though,
seriously.
like that's the only thing that keeps me motivated is you guys.
I know.
For sure.
So hard.
Yeah, I wake up every morning and Taylor finished her workout like an hour ago. When I wake
Oh
up,
my
I'm like, I should.
I'm like still
should go to
watching
work out.
TV from the night before.
Kayla's up till like 4 a.m.
Kayla's still up when Taylor's getting up. So.
Yeah.
Literally.
And then last like workout question, Paige Raw, it's sure. Ask, what are some good drills to practice alone?
Like shooting?
It wasn't anything.
Wrist strength drills.
Footwork drills are really easy alone.
Mhm.
Like, you can
Mhm.
Well-
make cones. Like obviously we have wall ball, and obviously stick skills is the biggest thing. I think just having the ball and your stick. You could be in your house. Obviously, don't break anything. Don't get your phone.
Becky, any like goalie stuff?
I use lots of bands on my own. A lot of form stuff, just going over and over again, kind of like muscle memory. It doesn't necessarily, juggling. Do lots of juggling. Just being creative, honestly, with what you have. I think, because like seeing things in different ways and trying different drills, especially for goalies. That's like what goalie world is. It's like take a random piece of equipment. How can I make this fun?
Kevin's world.
For the draw.
Yeah, exactly. So lots of different things you can do.
Yeah, I was just thinking for the draw girls, you can do the quick whistles with your parents, like work on quickness. That's an easy one that's super helpful that all draw girls should be doing anyway, even if we weren't quarantined, and then also the wrist strength ones.
Al, Beck, MJ, Cook, any D stuff?
Lots of footwork. I think Chippy said that. I was actually just thinking about this the other day, but like if you have like Shelby and I played like one-on-one spike ball and we just made up rules as we went. And like it was obviously just to like get out and have fun and like support our mental health. But I did feel like the footwork aspect when there's only two of you was a lot. It was very challenging not having a partner and just stuff like that. So I think finding things around your house and just getting creative. Like chasing your like siblings and like touching a tree in your front yard. Like I feel like you can use your yard as like little markers and things like that. But I think just being creative.
Or like I've been jump roping a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
It's just like, I don't know, on rainy days you can be in your garage, just find a rope. It's definitely
or invisible jump rope. You can do that too.
Yeah, you can. Honestly, you don't even need a rope.
Have you guys found a new quarantine activity, like non-workout related or like Netflixing?
I've gotten into juicing.
Juicing.
Anyone else on that train? I've been juicing every vegetable.
Oh, I saw your Instagram story. I was like, that's fancy to me.
Guys,
Try and like keep our fresh produce as long as we can, though.
You really got to go
buy
shopping.
them in bulk. That's in my, honestly,
we only have one fridge. It gets stocked up, you know.
I know.
I set up a golf course on my front and backyard with Clay and my sister.
Oh.
And so we went golfing. I was putting and I literally darted the side of my car. There's a
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh my God.
I've been
That was fun though.
baking a lot.
Baking? What have you been baking?
Like if we have old bananas, I'll make like banana bread, or I've been making cookies. Every night we have a tea and cookie for dessert. I really look forward to it. Right now painting a piece of furniture. That's fun.
Is it near? Can we see it?
It's
Outside.
Yeah, you won't really be able to see it from here, but it's just with like chalk paint, so you don't even need to like sand it or prime it or anything.
There you go. Louise Nichols asked us, have we made any new favorite dinners or meals in quarantine?
I've made a ton. I'm sure you've all seen them on my Instagram.
They look really good. Anyone in particular, Ree?
Well, I've made a lot, but the one that I've made the most after the first time making it was my taco quinoa because it's super easy to like, it makes a lot. So I'll just snack on it throughout the week. I make it every Sunday now. And so I'll have it for lunch and it's really easy too. And it's delicious.
Looks so good.
Anybody else?
I'm trying to think of my favorite one.
What's been your favorite juice, Toom?
Oh, guys, I'm obsessed with ginger. Anyone obsessed with ginger? No.
Yeah.
Anyone? My
No
favorite
on that
is
one?
I do ginger, apples, carrots, and lemon. Right? Is that all?
Wait, like ginger, like what's on the side of like when you get sushi?
Yeah, but you get a big ginger root, like with the skin on. So then I unskin it.
What does that even look like?
Or will you get one?
It's like a root.
Or will you
It's
get
Yeah, it's like this
It's
like
really good for your like
Yeah,
stomach.
It's like a
Lovey.
potato, but skinny with like.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
That's a good description, Beck.
Is there an emoji for it?
Massive one.
That's a big one.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Holy
massive.
ginger, oh my God.
Guys, this is gonna save me from the virus. So just saying. Just saying.
It's good for your stomach.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh my
Gut
god.
health.
Yum. Okay, a couple more questions. Have there been any positives to come out of quarantine for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, what is it, Marie?
Well, one, I've definitely reflected back on a lot of things, and I think I'm so lucky to have the support system I have, and there's just so many things to be lucky for. And I think that while this has been super challenging for me and a lot of others, I think, you know, there's a lot of other people in the world right now that are going through much worse than I am. So that's definitely what keeps me, you know, going every day. And if I ever do think negatively, it's what I try to go back to. And I think it's also like made me realize that there's so many people in my life that I care about and love that I haven't connected with as much as I should. One example that I gave on a different webinar is that like I don't live with my parents and I still haven't been able to see my parents because I'm not home right now. But when I was in New York City and I lived away from them, like I called my mom every once in a while, but I FaceTime her like 3 times a day since all of this has happened. And like, I miss her so much, but the only thing that's changed is that we're going through a global pandemic. I don't go home that much. And so I think it's just really, you know, helped me connect with people. And I think moving forward, I'm definitely going to make a better effort to constantly connect with people and reach out from now on.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I
All
could
my
definitely.
brothers are home, so it's like we're back in high school.
Nice.
It's so funny that we haven't all been home since like 2011. So it's funny, packed house again, but we like get to spend maybe like a week or two throughout the year, like kind of clustered around together. So it's nice to be able to have everyone back under the same roof, and we get on each other sometimes, but definitely a silver lining in all of it.
I feel like I've talked to you guys more. Like we've like done a better job talking to each other because we don't have anyone else to talk to. Like we have the time. And so like I've found that to be a huge positive is like connecting with you guys probably more. Like we talk individually a lot, but like as groups, I feel like we've done a great job of like getting on Zooms and hanging out. And that is something that I really appreciate coming out of this.
I agree.
That Zoom session that we did last week was awesome. I felt like that really like boosted everything up because it's been so long since we've seen each other, and I don't know, it was great. It made me realize how much I missed you all my life too.
Yeah. What are you guys most looking forward to post quarantine? Like one thing besides like seeing our families and our friends and our kids, like a simple pleasure.
Going out to dinner.
I was just gonna say that too. I'm on this.
Can't wait.
Me too.
I saw a funny Instagram. It was like my 3 hobbies are, I guess, eating out at restaurants, going to non-essential businesses, and
Yeah, getting my hair done. That should be an essential business.
My nails. Getting my nails done
are disgusting.
I've like never not had my toenails painted, and they are, and I can't get down there. Gosh, Okay,
Oh,
and then the
my
last
eyebrows.
thing,
Eyebrows. for
eyebrows.
My
sure.
eyebrows.
Get them out.
I know.
They're
That
don't,
myth.
don't get
My
too
eyebrows
close.
are gonna be thick by the end of this. Thick. And then the last thing, like each of us, like the best piece of advice you could give for the people who stuck through this 40-minute video.
I would say get outside every day. Like even on rainy days, I'm like, I need fresh air, like 20 minutes, like
Mhm.
get outside. That's what's been keeping me sane. If I start to go stir crazy inside, I'm like, all right, I'm going for a walk, going for a run, like whatever it is.
For me, I'd say like connect with one person that you haven't in a while. Like I've been trying to reach out to different people, and it's been really nice because they have the time to talk too. So sometimes it's so hard when we're busy. You get like a text every 2 hours, and now like you can be on the phone and talk to each other. So that would be my advice.
I would say just know that it's okay to feel stressed and anxious during all of this. That's normal. But if you ever are feeling down or thinking negatively, just try and think of a couple of things that make you smile or that you're grateful for.
I would say try setting a goal each day and try to challenge yourself in something different or something new. But trying to keep it like spicy every single day is tough, but you can get
Spicy.
I like
spicy.
Spicy quesadilla.
I would say like keep positive as much as possible. The good thing is we're all in the same boat. Like I know kids are probably freaking out about being recruited, but everyone's in the same boat. We'll all be on the same page like when we get back into it. But I think the biggest thing is reaching out to your loved ones, being a positive light, and just trying to do whatever you can to stay positive and be together as a unit, like because we're all going through the same thing, and find what makes you happy.
I say try and make us. Oh, go ahead, Alice.
Go ahead.
Go. No, good.
Okay.
You're good.
I would say like one thing that I've been telling my girls is like make sure you're reaching out to the people that like maybe aren't the first 5 people you think of because those people need it more than ever. I feel like the kids who you might not always feel super connected to in your class or your other peers, I think those are the people who really could go a long way and who could really use it. So just think about those other people who don't come to mind right away.
Sure. Another thing I was thinking of is giving back. I know there's a lot of people that may not have, access to be able to go to the grocery store or something that's so simple that we do have that ability. And there's a ton of different organizations out there like Meals on Wheels or something where you are able to go to the grocery store for somebody. And a lot of times when you do something for someone else, it like creates this amazing positive energy that's contagious, and it helps lift everybody up.
Love that.
Love it. Okay, and to end, we're gonna end with some fun fan questions. There's 4 of them. Okay, everybody. Good Winter 21 asked, who's your favorite superhero?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Definitely. Okay. Favorite football player from Pat Emig.
Brian Dawkins.
I would say that's a good one. I love Pat Mahomes right now. I know we're Eagles for life, Marie, but I gotta say Pat Mahomes is so electric.
I love Ray Lewis or Terrell Suggs. They're 2 of my favorite Ravens all the way.
Ray.
Or Lamar. He's fun to watch.
I know Becca's.
Oh,
Tom Brady.
It's all changed though.
I know.
Yeah, what are you guys gonna do now?
I don't know.
Good question.
Joe
Joe Burrow.
Who's even gonna be there?
Burrow. I love Zach Ertz too.
Oh yeah.
What, Chris Hogan too?
Great
Oh,
couple.
cross player.
Yes, amazing.
All right, and the last one, which I think would be fun. Your least favorite markup in college? Either somebody defending
Kayla,
you
hey.
or shooting
You guys.
Yeah, right there.
Wait,
Yeah, everybody.
Kayla.
Marie
One.
or Dempsey.
Yeah.
Egg.
I have a couple. Dempsey, definitely. She was definitely hard. And then defensively, if I were to pick a defender, those two right there, Alice and
Yep.
both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, and Taylor, the draw. Taylor
Yeah,
too.
Kayla made me like drop to the ground on a fake one time, so I'm gonna go with her because I think she might be the only one I actually played out of all of you guys too. So,
That's probably true. You're a little youngin'.
but
Yeah.
U.S. everybody, man.
And Becca, everyone on this, and Cookie. I'm like looking, I was like, wait, I hate going against all of you.
I know.
It's so hard.
Katrina and I graduated the same year, and she was a very difficult matchup. My goodness gracious. So quick.
Goodness
It'd
gracious.
be so hard to defend.
She's also so little, Cookie. That's like hard for us to get that little. That's how I feel about Toomey too.
Yes.
We're like Allie Mess. I feel like you hated guarding Allie Mess too, Al, because she's so small.
My stick was on her. My stick was on her neck.
She is small. I never had to guard Kayla and Taylor in college, so that's why I was like, Dempsey. I didn't have the pleasure to do that.
I had the
Guys,
pleasure
that's-
of getting Alice and Megan all in college. It was amazing.
4 years
You
straight.
didn't enjoy it.
Played them like 30 times. 0 for 30.
Oh man. All right, guys.
Thanks,
Well, thanks for joining, and I hope we
Thanks for
helped
having us.
a couple of our kids who are watching. I can't wait to see you all again. Stay safe, stay healthy. I miss you all.
Miss you guys so much.
guys.
You all.
And this
Can't wait to be
recording, and
together.
then-
It's gonna be the best time ever.
All right, let's
All
say
right, thank you
bye,
so
and then
much.
I'll end the recording.
Thanks, Sally.
Bye.
Bye.